Alright, so what's poppin', everybody? Welcome to part 2 of Sacred Questions, the first actual session of Sacred Questions. And in the last video, obviously that video went up, but I'm not able to see it because I'm trying to bulk record these two, and specifically to see how people really enjoy this. So if you're really messing with this series idea, definitely be sure to let me know in the comment section below. Hit the thumbs up for the boys, really appreciate it. Go to the first video and go check it out as well. If you guys don't know what Sacred Questions is, it's essentially where I go on Twitter and the YouTube community tab page on the channel and basically ask questions or answer questions that everybody asks whenever I do ask for questions. So with that being said, we already did the Twitter portion of this video, and now we're going to go into the YouTube community section and answer some questions. There aren't a lot in this part of the video because a lot of the questions came from Twitter, and so a lot of people had no idea what the YouTube side was. But for those who don't know, obviously if you're not following me on Twitter and or checking the YouTube community posts, definitely be sure to go check them out. It's greatly appreciated. And let's just get into it. Honestly, I'm going to answer these one by one so everybody feels like they get their stuff as out as possible. So let's get into it right now. So my boy Duke Harris asked, how much do you honestly love doing YouTube as a job? I feel like it's one of those things where it's YouTube is just as much as a job as everything else. I mean, it's frustrating because there's a multitude of factors that you have to really go by, and you have to really learn to adapt to and really try to make sure that you stay on top, at least make yourself known when it comes to people who watch you. It's really challenging, and I think that's what makes it fun for me, is because it's it's always different. There's always something different. It's either the tags, it's either the titles, it's either the thumbnails, either the series, it's either the game, it's either people aren't seeing the videos, it's either people don't want to watch, it's either people don't want to do this, people don't want to see that. It's okay. It's one of those things where you keep constantly challenging yourself to basically see how you can be more seen by people who already fuck with you that way, and more so the public in general. And it's definitely one of those things where it's you have to learn to adapt, and just that adapting is really fun. I really do enjoy it personally. I love the benefits that is brought to the table for myself. I'm able to take care of my people in case they need some help. I'm able to take care of myself when some bills are going on, help with the groceries around the house, help with just anything in general. I'm able to help, you know what I'm saying? It means a lot because I used to come I never did. I didn't have money like that. So it was really good to see that this is what, ended up being what it was for me for however long it has been, whatever it evolves into. I mean, we'll find out. But hopefully it's more so in the direction of progressing more so than, just up and just leaving, My boy GG Showcase 78 asked, what's your favorite memory as a kid? Favorite person in the world? Who is your inspiration and biggest regret? My favorite memory was back in I think 2013 and or 14. It was back when Nexus had this old ass laptop, and this laptop had finally fried out, and he didn't want to make a GoFundMe. He didn't want people to donate to him. He didn't want to do any of that at all. And I said, Nexus, we can do a donation stream. And I got literally every last one of our friends involved. We did free-for-alls, we did double battles, we did giveaways. We had Pokebank out 2 or 3 months before. So it was hey, here's this donation stream. We're doing this for my friend. If anybody wants a Pokemon, donate. If anybody wants to be a part of these free-for-alls and or double battles, definitely be sure to come through. It was really dope because people that I didn't even people that I don't even talk to or now were a part of that, and it was before everything went sour. And it was just one of those things where it was for my older brother, it was dog, we gotta get this man his own little laptop. We were able to actually raise $1,100 and we were able to get him a new laptop, and a new fire ass laptop, by the way. And we gave it to him, and then I guess in the next year and a half or two, he was able to buy himself an actual PC, a big desktop. And now it's he has that same laptop chilling, but he also has his desktop, and it's really dope because that laptop is still it's still there. I heard he actually just got it fixed recently, actually. And it's really dope because that's one of the biggest things that I have done and my YouTube career in general. Favorite person in the world has to go to my mom and my grandma. You know, you don't really like get to appreciate them. You don't really like, I guess, think about how important they are to you until like you get older. And that's definitely what's happened to me. It was one of those things where it's like I just slowly grew into understanding the predicament, understanding like the situations that my mom and my grandmothers had to go through, you know, for me and my brother to be raised. You know, it's one of those things where it's like you start to actually put yourself in shoes and you understand everything, especially when you're growing up as a young adult. You know, the times are different, but the moods are the same. So it's really, I guess, eye-opening to definitely, I guess, see the progression in both people, whether it's your mom or yourself. It's just like my favorite person has to go to my mom because of what she's done, how strong she is, you know what I mean, my brother. And I was a badass kid. She'll sit here and tell you I was terrible, but she definitely did come through and, like, you know, shut it down and made sure me and my brother was really Gucci. And I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy about that. I think she actually goes into the biggest inspiration thing as well, because I feel like, you know, she inspires me a lot. You know, no matter how much shit I go through, it's like if she can do shit on a way larger scale than I'm going through, then I can definitely body this shit that I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? It's I can do this, you know? And my biggest regret has to go, and this is crazy as hell because I normally don't bring out, you know, my personal relationship business, but I don't know if anybody remembers Nikki. This was actually like my first public relationship, you know, that was out on social media, that was like out even in real life. It was like one of those things where it was like, this was the first like serious legit relationship with a grown woman. How I acted, you know, near the end of that whole relationship, it was honestly like a big ass regret of mine. Not one, I guess not the biggest, but it's one of them. And it's definitely one of those things where it's like, you know, it was very out of character for me, and I feel like, you know, that has definitely helped me grow up a lot as of recent. This is like probably, I don't know, because we broke up like a while ago. We broke up like maybe like a year and a half ago, or probably like a year ago. And I just was like, I was going through so much, and it was like, damn, like, I grew out of that. So it was definitely one of those things where it's like, looking back on it, I acted way too wild and shit. But I mean, hey, it's a growing process. You know, it is what it is. Wish her the best, all that extra stuff. And I think that's it. That's literally it. Another one you could probably add on to the list is probably like not going to my uncle's funeral. I think for me, since that was so old and so like ancient, but it's still so impactful, I didn't bother to mention it first, besides the Nikki thing, because Nikki thing is more recent. This one goes back like maybe like 10 years now. And it's very, it still kind of hurts me in a way, but it's one of those things where it's like I'm slowly starting to come to peace with not going to my uncle's funeral. Like, it really did mess me up. It really did. But I feel like, you know, for the better, here I am, you know, in person, you know, trying to, you know, accept myself, accept that situation, and accept, you know, moving on. You know what I'm saying? My boy Bro Stories asks, will we be getting another subblock with Shady? Love that series. I am actually happy to announce that you actually will, hopefully. Now, the thing about the subblock is, right? The thing about the subblock is, and this is like one of those things where it's like, I want you guys to pay attention 100%, right? Okay. So Shady is currently having a baby. He's having a child. Him and Sarah are having a child, and they are due literally in the month, the same exact month that the last Soul Link was going on, or during, or whatever. And I don't know if, you know, September, October, November, December are going to be able months for us to even break in as much time as possible. I would love to do subblock. I would love to do it. You know, I will hit him up sooner or later, but I know that like that is a humongous thing for him, and honestly for me too, because I fucking love Shady. Y'all don't know, I love that man 100%. And I don't want to press the subblock on him during such a serious and emotional and I guess like it's a serious time, you know. He's about to have a child, you know. I mean, if I wanted to do it between now and then August, then by all means I'll hit him up. But I already have the next like JPK, Supra, Nexus, Malik. I already have like the next 5 playthroughs done, or playthroughs or cooperative projects done, you know, for the rest of this year. Or not for the rest of this year, but more so for the summer and then the fall. The subblock was supposed to happen in the fall. So of course, I would love to, but because of the timing of it, it might not happen this year. If anything, let me know in the comment section if anybody would like this though. It's one of those things where it's like, I kind of want the subblock to stick. So I was thinking about doing it solo, like a solo subblock. And then me and Shady just come back and kill it with a double cooperative thing, versus or whatever. So I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about that. If you guys would like that. I 100% would like to do a solo subblock. If anybody's interested, it's kind of weird. Like I said, it's the timing of it. The timing of it is really bad. I would love to, but if I can't, I can't. Don't hold me to it. I just hope everybody who, you know, wants that series to come back understands. I really want that series to come back. That was like the first time me and Shady have ever done anything together as a series idea. But it was phenomenal. I love that shit. My boy Word890 asked, what's your end goal here on YouTube? And I think the best answer for this question, honestly, it's one of those things where it's like my motivations for YouTube have definitely changed growing up. I want you guys to know it started off as a hobby, as a growing teenager, as a working my way into the passage of being like an adult. So like maybe like 18 to 20, it was about the money. I'm not gonna say and lie to you, I really just wanted money. And even now, it's like, what am I doing this for? Now it's like, I do this just to, it's like a mix of both, just to make dope ass content. 'Cause I feel like, you know, I have these supporters that I have because I make whatever content I made that they gravitate towards me for. So it's like, as long as I'm making dope ass content, the money's gonna come regardless. It's gonna be fun regardless. As long as I'm making presentable, high quality, really good content, you know, I'm making people's day. I'm, you know, helping people during their crazy times. As long as I'm doing that, I feel like that's my job, you know, on YouTube. It's like, if I can't guarantee that I'm gonna be on YouTube forever, but it's one of those things where it's like, as long as I'm getting those messages, you know, on Instagram or Twitter or like even Facebook PMs, where it's like people come to me and they be like, yo, your videos helped me through all this crazy turmoil shit. It's like, as long as I'm getting those messages from here on out, I am honestly happy with just making content. You know, if nobody can make it out to a stream, they can make it out to a video. If nobody can make it out to a video, they can make it out to a stream. If nobody can make it out to either one, they still support me on like Twitter or like Instagram, you know. And that's why I feel like, you know, I love the people that do support me, because it's like they go out their way to, you know, follow me on these social media sites. And that's not saying like the people who can't support me don't follow me on these other sites, but it's one of those things where it's like, it's a lot more noticeable when you see people that like actually fuck with you follow you on these different sites more than just your YouTube. My largest platform is 140,000 subscribers. On Twitter, I have like 35,000 followers. On Instagram, I'm about to hit like 5K. On Twitch, I hit like 20K. I want to hit 30 before the end of the summer, so I gotta stream a lot. You know, it's one of those things that's like, I just genuinely need to I just kick it in gear, you know, keep trying to get more people to come and support, you know, and I guess just make sure that, like, I don't know, people are satisfied. You know, you can't satisfy everybody, but at the same time, it's like, you as a content creator know what you need to do to make enjoyable content. I feel like that is what you need to do. You have to make sure that your content is enjoyable, and you have to understand that that's subjective. I feel like a lot of people must accept that not everybody's going to watch their content, not everybody's going to like their content. Not everybody's going to care about them or their content. And you have to just realize, like, yeah, you know, like for me, I have 140,000 subscribers. Maybe only 2,000, maybe like 5,000, maybe like 10,000 are only going to watch one specific series. But you have to accept that that's what they want from you. And you just have to put it out, supply and demand, and just get it on. And that's literally your job. You know, it's just supply and demand. And if people don't rock with it, it's fine. They'll rock with the next Let's Play. If they don't, they don't. Here you go. You know? My boy Danny Damage asked, what is one of your proudest moments? And I think the same answer from the first two, or the first one or two question could probably relay this, is the Nexus stuff, when we did like a big humongous donation stream for his laptop. If not that, proudest moments, if not that, solo would probably have to be when I hit like 50,000 subscribers. It was one of those things where it was like I saw all my hard work and saw everything that I was doing actually make itself known, make itself like a thing, because 50,000 subscribers is a lot. It's a lot. Don't let anybody tell you that's not a lot. The YouTube landscape may be different because everybody's doing all the trendy shit. 50,000 subscribers is a lot. And then when I hit 100, that's how I knew it was real, and I just kept doing it, you know? Now this one I actually wanted to answer for the longest, actually, and this is some crazy ass shit. My boy Daniel asked, why don't you join a league to give different content and expand your channel? It doesn't have to be ultra competitive like the GBA, but something new we can look forward to weekly. Daniel, dog, I want you to know, bro, and this is to everybody who has brought me up during this discussion when it comes to these league Pokemon discussions or whatever. Catch me season 3. No, but serious, keep that on the low. I can't say anything about that just yet. Just keep it like nothing. My boy Trent Herzl asked, what's your favorite Pokemon generation? My favorite generation has to go to Gen 4. I just love Sinnoh as a whole. I love what they did with Gold and Silver. I love, you know, the evolutions of Sinnoh. There's so many good Sinnoh Pokemon. I think the only bad Sinnoh Pokemon is probably Cherum and Cherubi. That's literally it. Like, that might be it, actually, because every man, 4th Gen has some fire mons, dog. Man, that shit is so fucking good, bro. I love that game. My boy Covert Sphinx asked, what YouTubers do you watch? I want you to know I found myself back when I was in my last relationship. I found myself watching these like creepy story type of videos where it's more so just somebody, I don't know if anybody knows who these people are, like Lazy Masquerade, Gloomy House, or Darkness Prevails, or Mr. Nightmare. You know, they'll sit there and they'll take like 5, maybe 8 or 10 little submitted user stories, and they'll go at like some creepy music in the background, and they'll commentate that story. And just that's really good. I don't know what it is about that. It's just really good. I guess like calming and soothing meditation type of things. And plus it's really, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like I kind of like admire commentary in a way. I think besides that type of like content, I really like watching Chris Smooth's content, because commentary is such a humongous thing to me. I feel like, you know, commentary is how you get your personality across. It's more than just gameplay. It's more than just me in front of you. Like, it's more so me talking to you and me expressing myself to you. And it's like the only way I can do that is through commentary. And commentary is it's such an essential thing to me. I love it. I just like, I love admiring content. I like watching podcasts. I want you guys to know Total Biscuit for the longest was somebody that I really, really looked up to. I don't know if anybody knows what's going on with him and his cancer stuff as of recent. It really does fucking suck, because that was somebody that I really, really like. I admired growing up as a young YouTuber and young guy, just like watching just him as a gaming, like, I want to say like a symbol, somewhat like a community symbol. It was crazy. And just his like commentary is so important to me it needs to be precise. Whenever I tell everybody coming into YouTube, I always say, like, get you a high quality camera or a high quality like microphone, because if you're gonna have the budget quality stuff, the least you can do is have a fire ass quality mic and just talk. Because if you can talk, you know, get past your nervous stuff, you get to start like being more yourself. And being more yourself, a lot of people start to attract to you, and that in turn builds your fan base for you. You know, like that is what I like to do. I watch a lot of YouTubers where commentary is definitely a thing of I guess it's the one thing that shines the most, you know. My boy ID asked, what's your favorite ROM hack? It got to go to Adventures Red. It got to go to Pokemon Adventures Red. That game is just phenomenal. I remember when I was the first person to ever touch like the raw ass beta, and it's like every time I check on it, every update, it's like through the years I just see it get better and better. And the most recent update, look dog, I need you, if the creator's ever watching this, if anybody links this to him, if anybody can for me, link this video, link this part of the video to him, keep doing what the fuck you're doing, dog. That shit is phenomenal. Pokemon Adventures Red is honestly, it's phenomenal. I really hope that like somewhere in the future we can get more of the Diamond and Pearl stuff, we can get more of the yellow, the emerald, the ruby, sapphire stuff. You know, I hope that it goes on beyond just red. I hope he, like, you know, leaves that alone and just goes on to do anything else. But I'm pretty sure, I think Adventures Red is his last take on everything. But I don't know. I don't know. But Adventures Red, 100%. It's always going to be Adventures Red. My boy Full Metal asked, do you have a favorite Avenger or DC character if you prefer the DC universe? Okay, so off rip, I prefer DC heroes over the Marvel characters, only because for every 3 or 4 Marvel characters, there's one DC character. You see what I'm saying? They all come into one. It's just stories are different, you know? I think when it comes to Marvel, I'll tell you favorite Marvel. I can't do Avengers. If I do Avengers, it gotta go to Thor. I don't know. It's Thor. Come on, dog. But in terms of like just Marvel overall, it gotta go to Wolverine. 100%. I fucking love Wolverine, dog. Oh my goodness, I love Wolverine. And if we're talking DC characters, it got to go to Batman. And not just Batman, I'm talking about like the really, really like in-depth like story dynamic, like the characters, his interaction with the orphans and the kids, his interaction with just Alfred in general, like his interaction with Gotham as a city, you know, it's just really, 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 I don't know, I love that shit. I love that shit. I don't know, people like to denounce Batman of being whatever, but you know, it is what it is. And actually, that's actually it for the question. So with that being said, like I said in the first video, you know, we'll be doing these every two times a month. So like I said, follow me on Twitter and or check the YouTube community page every now and then to see if I'm asking for questions for you guys to ask, and I will answer in a video. If none of your questions got asked, it was probably because you, along with 2 or 3 other people, definitely asked the same question. And I guess I just decided to just jumble them all up into a video. So hopefully if your question was answered, it pertained around like the same one that I answered before. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed it, comment, subscribe if you guys did. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. I love you guys.
Light the leaf, we glowing tree, and you can call it therapy. Take a sip, or 2 or 3. I close my eyes, I feel at peace. Break down the weed, pass the Dutch, we put it on it. The fuck is up?